Now, in the afternoon on Wednesday, Cisco. So let's go over to Cisco. Now, this Cisco is a totally different situation than Macy's for obvious reasons. Cisco is a huge behemoth in the tech sector, and for the most part, since Cisco usually comes out with earnings very late in the quarter or very late in the earnings season, reporting season, it can make or break the market because Cisco is that big of a deal. Now, Cisco made its low in August 31st, like at what is that, 1982. And just bear in mind that even though there's no comparison between Cisco and Macy's, Macy's turned or pivoted in mid-July. Cisco pivoted at the end of August. Big difference in terms of the sectors there. Right? So here we have a very powerful uptrend, very positive, powerful uptrend from that 20 level roughly right into today's high. Believe it or not, Cisco made a new high today at, if I can line it up right, at 24.58. So in terms of its percentage gain, Cisco is up about 23-24%, half of what Macy's is up. Nonetheless, different sector, different animal. This pattern right here, higher highs, higher lows, beautiful uptrend, looks to me as though Cisco, given its momentum, is getting sort of overbought and is approaching its prior peak in RSI. Cisco has something to prove here on Wednesday afternoon. So the top of this channel Wednesday will be approximately $24.80, $25 in here. If Cisco can take out $25 and hold above $25, after earnings in the aftermarket, that will be a very positive sign. Very positive sign, because you can see here that the prior rally peak in Cisco occurred at 24.60 in August. Now Cisco is back up here, probing its prior highs. That's the first thing. Second thing is that if momentum carries through to a new high, Cisco makes a new high, closes above $25, $25.10 or so, then Cisco will be outside the channel and can consolidate and then continue higher. However, if Cisco gaps up based on earnings, revenues, whatever John Chambers decides to say that's forward-looking about business next year, but yet cannot hold for much time above $25 and pulls back below the prior highs, 24.60, 24.50, and it's back inside the channel, then I think this up leg in Cisco is also done, just like Macy's might be done, but for totally different reasons. And in fact, this, if Cisco goes for argument's sake to a 25.50, it will be up nearly 28% from its August 31st low, and that's a great move. But that may be the end of this up move in terms of selling the news at the top of a major rally leg. Comes back beneath the or inside the upper trend line of this of the channel, then I think then I think Cisco could very well be done. And the tech sector, if it's looking for an excuse to roll over into a correction, it will have one. Now, let's just take a look at something else here. Just for argument's sake, let's just see if what the semiconductor index looks like. I have all my hieroglyphics here. So This made its low right around the same time as Cisco, around $24, the SMH. Now it's made new highs today, and it's up at 31. So that's up 29%. Very overbought. So we'll see what happens if Cisco impacts this chart. If I put up a weekly, get rid of this. Let me just get rid of some of my hieroglyphics here that stay on the chart, luckily. Okay, so this is the weekly chart of the SMH, right? It looks like it's in a new up leg. It has room to move. That is to say to 32.5 from 31, 31, 15, 16, whatever. It just broke above its prior high. Now, if I put up a Cisco weekly and stretch it out, you can see that Cisco has not gotten above its prior high, although earnings could help it do that or send it in that direction. Cisco's lagging some of the other big tech sector companies. Let's put up a similar a comp like Juniper. Juniper weekly. Now Juniper took out its prior high on a weekly basis and looks very powerful. If I put up a daily, it looks much more powerful than Cisco. But who knows? Let's see if Cisco can play catch up. So here is the Juniper chart. It looks very powerful, although it does look like it could be peaking. My suspicion is that if Cisco peaks somewhere 25.50, 26 and rolls and pulls back, so too will Juniper. So anyway, also notice the 200-day in Cisco is at 23.75 or so. So if Cisco has any sort of pullback at all before it takes off again, in reaction to earnings or for whatever other reason, then you'd figure right under 24, people will be looking to buy Cisco for a move back up above this $25 level, 25.10, into the 26 and change area. So Cisco, whatever it does on Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and the statement by John Chambers will be very important to the tech sector. Just like Macy's will be very important to the retail sector for a number of reasons that have to do with the consumer, margins, rising input costs, and so forth. Right? So there you have it. Two major litmus tests for two very, very important and consequential sectors of the market of the S&P, retail and technology, forthcoming on Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. All right? So let's see what happens. I'll be back on the site, or I'll be on the site tracking Macy's and Cisco with you in the aftermath of earnings. This is Mike Paulenoff, mptrader.com.